Shoot. Go live. Oh, we're live.
All right, great.
Okay. Oh. All right. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, we had some errors. Oh, I don't have.
And you had an appointment.
I had an appointment. I had a doctor's appointment. So let me get there. Oh, wow. There's all kinds of people. Hi, people.
I know.
Yeah,
Hi.
today's.
Hello.
Yeah, we had some errors. Oh, you have to turn your volume down or off.
I just muted the.
Okay, good. All right.
I think I'm good. Oops, except now I don't see it. Okay, I got it. I'm on it.
Okay.
On it.
So just here's a public service announcement. There's a recall on Pine Sol.
Lord.
I'm wondering how on earth that works, because what do? You smell it and die?
Or it makes your stuff dirty.
I don't know. Don't you think that's weird? I didn't actually Google it. I probably should. Oh.
Well, if you're gonna give a public service announcement,
Right? Recall on Pine Sol. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Oh, that was loud.
Oh, it was too loud? Okay, hang on. All right, happy Tuesday, everybody.
There we go.
Okay, good. Okay, it says the recall affects specific scented Pine Sol products produced between...
Oh, the scenting.
Dude, it's produced between January 2021 and September 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. Why is Pine Sol being recalled? Okay. It says at least 37 million bottles and other types of cleaners. Right? They might contain a certain type of bacteria. You mean Pine Sol's not going to kill that bacteria? Oh!
What about this world?
What about this world? Be especially hazardous to those with compromised immune systems.
Mm-hmm.
How does bacteria live in Pine Sol? That's got to be some strict...
It's the scented ones. That's why if you're going to clean, you need to clean with the hard stuff.
That's crazy. Might contain a certain type of bacteria. Wow. Okay. So if you have Pine Sol at home, you might want to check it. I don't know which ones.
Especially if it's the scented ones. The scented ones. That's what it said.
Is that what it... Are you looking at it?
No, that's what you read. I listened.
It says including Pine Sol scented. I don't think it's scented. Oh, no, you're right. Affects specific... Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Lavender clean. Who gets lavender Pine Sol? Like, Pine Sol, the smell of it is just great.
Well, a lot of people don't appreciate that clean smell. They want it to smell like whatever. There's something for everybody out there.
Well, like at the end of it, you have to go, that's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
No, you don't.
You don't do that when you mop your floors with Pine Sol?
No, I don't.
It's the power of Pine Sol, baby. That's what I do.
In Europe, there's no Pine Sol.
Oh, well, then you're safe. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What was the song that you requested? Because I went to look for it, and I don't know where I wrote it down, but it's gone.
What? Was it an Iron Maiden song?
I don't know. I've never heard of Iron Maiden. I mean, I've never listened to them, so I can't remember.
I'm sure it was an Iron Maiden song. I can't remember. He just yelled it out while we were live one time, right?
I wrote it down. I just don't know where. Obviously, I didn't write it in my book because it's not in here. I went back and looked.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll get some requests while we're doing it.
By the way.
Yes.
If you don't have a Band-Aid, what do? And you have to have one.
It depends on why I have to have one. If it's just something that's bleeding and won't stop bleeding, I just give the old stick toilet paper on it.
Well, let's say it's super infected and you have to put like that triple antibiotic ointment on there, and you really need a Band-Aid to cover it up to protect it.
I mean, in my mind, I would just put some toilet paper and wrap a headband.
Wrap a what?
Headband. I'm thinking like it's on my arm or something.
Look what I did.
Oh,
Look,
see, there you go.
this is tape.
But
And
but
hold
let's
on.
talk about why bacteria grows.
This is a
Why do you
paper
think that
towel.
has to be covered?
Well, hold on. It's a paper
Is it so?
towel.
I don't know. I said, yeah, I get it.
Because I wanted that antibiotic stuff to stay on it
Hmm.
just for a little while, and then it can dry out
Okay.
and it'd be fine. But every time you don't
I
realize
do.
how much you use your thumbs until you've hurt one.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna tell you, use your thumbs a lot.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're putting some antibiotic ointment on it,
Yeah,
and then you want to keep it on there, then okay, that's fine.
yeah, that's all.
And it sure, I mean, it really makes more sense than going to buy a whole thing of Band-Aids when what you need is just a little pressure. But just make sure you take it off tonight and you
Yeah,
let it
I
air
will.
out.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Debbie, what's the point of the pen you're always holding while watching
Oh,
reaction? I don't get it. Maybe you've told us and I missed it. Just a curious person from Finland.
okay. So it's not a special pin, but I call this my pin of breath. So I hold on to it to remind me to breathe because
Really?
because when songs are hitting me, like let's say
Mhm.
they're really fast and intense, I'm actually holding my breath.
Uh-huh.
And then that makes my heart rate go up even more, and then I feel like I'm going to pass out. So passing out and dying is not really what I want to do. Therefore, I'm like, where the hell's my pen? Okay, here's my pen. It's like, oh, it makes sense why would she need to have her pen right here? It's my safety blanket. No, it's just to
I was
remind
not
me.
expecting that answer.
Yeah, it's just to remind me to breathe.
And several of our listeners also knew that. Viewers, whatever
Oh,
you people call
yeah. Well, we've now called it the pin of breath, and they're like, you need to sell that on your site, the pin of breath. Oh my
it.
gosh!
That's
I'm like,
silly,
I
but
don't know how to make a pin of breath, but I can make one. If I figure out how to make one, I will put it on there.
yes. And the consensus in the comments is that dying on camera would be a
It would be
terrible.
horrible. It would be captured.
It's a real
Well,
downer.
hold on. Here's the thing. If I died on camera, if we're not live,
You would
I
get
I wouldn't upload it. So,
you would because you would be dead.
oh, read it. Actually, I don't even want to pass out on camera. I don't want to pass out
Yeah.
like ever. That I've only done that a couple times, and it's not fun. It's very dangerous because you hit
Yeah.
parts of your body full force. Like, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
The last time though, I was in a stairwell. You remember that story?
Mhm.
And because for those of you all that don't know, I'm at North Myrtle Beach, which
Yeah.
Poppy's coming down.
Coming
I
down.
know. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
We
so we'll have to make sure we do this the last Tuesday of the month. We'll both be live from South Carolina.
we will. And
Mhm.
so and on top of that, the 31st is on Friday,
Yep.
which works out. Actually, it
Perfect.
doesn't work out so great because because then we're gonna be driving home on the weekend, and nobody wants to do that. Like that's more.
Well, you said we could leave early. We'll figure it out.
We can do whatever you want. All
That's
right.
right.
Oh, that's what I was. What was I saying? Oh, the last time I passed out. So
Yes.
I was on, I think, like the 8th floor,
Mhm.
and I went down. I was in this building, like you have to have a key to get on the bottom floor and then go up the elevator, and they're all condos. So I go out to the beach and walk on the beach, and everything's great. And then when I come back, I'm literally shaking. I'm so out of breath. My heart rate's crazy, and I've had to sit down several times on my way back to the building. That's really not that far. But I get into the building, and the elevator is out. I'm on the 8th floor. There's no way in God's country that I could climb 8
Yeah.
flights of steps. It's just, I can't. I even tried doing the thing where you sit on your butt and scoot up, and it was
I did
terrible.
about half a floor.
About halfway through, I could feel it. Like all the dark starts coming in, and you start feeling all these little specks.
Mhm.
I just knew it. So I was more worried about somebody finding me there than that happening, because I knew if you like when when it happens, it doesn't last that long. And then you just
that's what I was
come.
thinking. I would just black out and wait to come to you.
So, well, I laid down
Uh-huh.
on the, what's the thing called?
The landing.
The landing. I laid down on the landing in between floors, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up. Yep. So it was because you scare people to death.
I'm not worried about that, but
I am.
so I'm going to tell you about the time I almost passed out and the time I did pass out.
Mm-hmm.
I almost passed out when I was in college. We were drinking, and then the next morning, one of my roommates jumps up to go withdraw from school. First weekend we're in town, and
Why?
so it was like she had come down for the first semester, we went home for Christmas, and when she comes back, she's withdrawn from school. So we party the night before. And so she goes down to withdraw, but we're all asleep. So we get a phone call. Do you know Tiffany Bruce? Yeah. Well, she's down here, passed out. We're taking her to the hospital. I'm like, okay, we'll meet you at the hospital. So I wake everybody up. We all rush out the door. We're all busy, busy, busy. And I am the only one that will go back there with her. And I'm holding her hand. And the doctor, she blacked out at the admin building and busted her head on an ashtray. This was a long time ago.
Oh. Yeah, back when they had ashtrays.
She's cut like this. And the doctor's wiping on her chin and talking to her. And there's a piece of fat hanging out. And so he's trying to wipe this fat off without saying it. And I'm standing there. And I'm like, oh, is there someplace around here I can get a drink? And he's like, see, ain't nobody gonna stay with you. And I'm like, Tiffany, I will be right back. I'll be right. I just need a drink. And so I turn around to leave that emergency room and go find a vending machine. I make it almost to the door. And I think I'm about to pass out. And so I was younger then. I just sit cross-legged in the floor. I just go, ugh. And I'm sitting cross-legged in the floor like this. And those nurses are like, what are you doing? Get up out of the floor. And I'm like, I think I'm about to pass out. So this nurse helps me up and says, go in there and lay down. And she points to a room. And I walk in there, but I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get on this bed. And so I stand there and stare at the bed for a while. And then I just like lay my head down on the pillow, still standing up.
Oh my gosh, you did not.
And then I get myself a little bit together and I can put another leg up there. And so I don't all the way pass out, but that's how close I was.
It's
that
terrible.
I couldn't figure out how to get on the bed. Yes, it was very terrible.
Wow.
And then a time I did pass out was we lived in a Cape Cod where you like go up the stairs and there's room on either side.
Mm-hmm.
And I come down the stairs in the morning and I reach up and stretch in the doorway going into like where the bathroom is. And I fall down. And my mom screams from her bedroom, stop running on the stairs. And I'm like, I wasn't, but okay.
Oh my gosh, your mom. You're making too much noise. I don't care if you're dying.
That's exactly right. That's the way we live.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Mm-hmm. I bet your mom would have felt really bad had she known. Well, I guess you ended up telling her. Did you end up telling her?
Oh, yeah. She didn't care. She would tell me I made all that up.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I don't want to pass out. And I don't know if this pen's actually going to help me breathe, but it's to remind me, like when I'm gripping it really hard, to remind me to just, you have to breathe. I have to breathe. Breathing's kind of important. Oh, yes. I have more news.
Okay.
And it's something that might pique your interest.
Oh.
But my interest is piqued too because I think I know some songs from this group, but I don't know if I know because I don't know music. But Lionel Richie, along with Earth, Wind, and Fire, is going on tour 2023.
Oh, I love it.
So we might have to.
I've seen Lionel Richie in concert before, and he is great.
Didn't we see him together?
I cannot remember.
No, we did not. We saw
Dixie Chicks. No, you got to not Dixie Chicks.
Not who's the stranger in my
Sugarland.
No, who's the guy I'm trying to think of?
Ronnie Millsap.
Ronnie Millsap. We saw
We saw Ronnie
him.
Millsap. But Sugarland is the one we got great tickets to. Debbie and I are on our way to a play that I bought tickets for.
Oh, that's right.
And it's like right there. I can see it. And then as we're passing in front of the Yum Center, a guy that Debbie knows is sitting out in front trying to sell some tickets. And he's like, "Hey, Debbie." And so we go up, we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Y'all want tickets?" And we're like, "Sure." And so we just blow off the play and we go see Sugarland.
We did. They were amazing.
They were amazing.
Amazing seats.
And our seats were amazing.
Yeah, and she can really belt out a song. Yes. That girl's got some lungs on her. I don't know how I don't know how people sing that strongly. She could have sang without the microphone and still filled up that whole arena. And that was such a big place. You know what? And that's really sad because
we were 6 rows up from the floor. I loved it.
Yeah, but that's back when I wasn't sick. It just reminded me of that. I didn't have any problem walking in and everything.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's just weird thinking about it that way. Mm-hmm. I loved that concert, though. That was pretty freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Ronnie Millsap is also awesome.
Oh, my gosh. What was the guy that we went to see where I dropped my phone?
Oh, that was...
And my Diet Coke.
Billy Currington.
Oh, my gosh. Billy Currington, you owe me an iPhone.
Oh, he doesn't owe you anything.
So
that was a great concert too.
Which, all the people there can, when I start bouncing, and I was like, yep, that's exactly what I did. Had my phone right here.
Outdoor concert.
Had my Diet Coke the size of this and on the floor, and my phone slipped right off my lap. Bloop. And I looked down, and it's the saddest thing, because when I looked down, the phone was being electrocuted. So it's going, and I'm like,
I don't remember that. I was like, oh, Debbie, on your phone.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was very happy that. Well, I was happy up until that moment, and
And then you were happy, and once you got it out,
wasn't it the something about God and beer and God is great.
God is great. Beer is good.
People are crazy.
And we were on the album, theoretically.
Phones are dead. That's what my song was. God is great, beer is good, and phones are dead.
Phones are dead.
Your phone is dead. My phone was so dead. Oh my gosh, I almost cried. Well, back then, I can't say back then because now iPhones are still stupid, ridiculously expensive. Mm-hmm. Do you know it's like $1,200 for a new phone?
I hear people talking about it all the time. I don't pay that much, but I know some people do.
Well, however, it is pretty amazing. I was thinking about this today. I had to send a picture to somebody, and I'm like, it's really interesting how technology, we can just take a picture and just send it to people instantaneously.
I know.
And I know that sounds like, okay, well, yeah, everybody knows this. But really, if you think about it, it's amazing that I can just send you a picture and it pops right up for you.
It's crazy. It really is crazy.
It's something not to take for granted.
Hard to wrap it around. Yes.
It is. I don't know how it works. How does it work?
We don't have time for that. I don't honestly know.
I don't know. Okay, so my other topic, and this is the only one I have. That's not true. I have two. Okay. One real quick, because we didn't get to touch on it last week, and I think it is important, and we don't have to get all into it, but I wanted to ask your opinion. So if someone was depressed, what would you do how would you handle that?
Man, some people, I don't know them, so. I don't know, some people I don't know.
Well, if somebody you really cared about was depressed, how would you handle it? Well, let's say I was really depressed. How would you handle it?
Which I have been. Really depressed,
I tell you what, hold on. I tell you what she does, all you people. She says, I am calling the police if you don't pick up this phone. I'm about to do a welfare check.
Yes, when Debbie is depressed, she doesn't answer the phone.
I don't.
And after so many missed calls, I sent her a text that says, do I need to send the police to your house to do a welfare check? And then my phone will ring. And that's That is a
She
legitimate way to
does.
handle somebody that's depressed.
She does.
Like,
It's
because
so
that's
funny.
taking it serious,
Enough to just let me know you're
but not
okay.
just letting you. Yes, and you can call me and say I don't feel like talking. I'm like, cool. I just want to hear your voice. We're like, bye.
Yeah. Well, I thought it would be a good idea to just broach that topic, and I made a list of a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just that is true. You do the welfare check thing, and that's actually a really good. It wasn't enough where because that she's talking about when I was sick, like bedridden sick, and
We've done it a couple times, but yes.
I do go through bouts of it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good because I know that you care. I know that like if I don't answer the phone, I know it's still okay, but I only have so many chances to not answer the
That's right.
phone. And then you're going to do that. But I know this sounds weird, but if it's only my first one,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay not taking your call and still feel okay about it because
Right.
you allow me that. I don't
Yes.
have the pressure of I have to take this call and I don't want to.
Right.
But by the fourth one, then I know I have to. Or
Yes.
text you back and
I
go, I
feel
am
like,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you have also texted me and said, don't call the police. I'm fine. I just don't feel like talking.
I've done that. Yeah. And you're good. So
Yeah.
you don't put a lot of pressure, which is really nice. Okay.
Yes. In my approach to people that are depressed depends on the people. But definitely, like if you just said, I'm depressed, I'll be like, I'm coming over with some ice cream. Let's eat ice cream and talk about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's a good idea, especially any kind of fat food while you're depressed. And like that, it usually makes everybody feel better.
Right.
Which, by the
Most
way,
people.
I got ice cream yesterday because I haven't had anything, my gluten allergy. I have a gluten
You had to
allergy.
explain nothing to me, girl.
Well, I have a gluten allergy, everybody. So
Yes.
if I have too much,
Add that to the list.
right? Yeah, God knows I don't need Pine Sol. Let's just add. But I haven't had anything. I mean, not one single thing with gluten in it, and it's been 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, if I get ice cream that doesn't have gluten in it, I can have one waffle cone because it's got gluten. But I've done really, really good up to this point. Oh my gosh! Well, this morning I was just itchy again, and I'm like, oh, f that garbage. It's gone. So, but it was such a happy moment, and now it's so not worth it. All right, so back to depression.
So, what in the comments, somebody,
Oh,
Jace Moore said, get professional aid ASAP with depressed people. I don't
what is
necessarily agree
it?
with that.
Can you say
Get
that again?
professional aid ASAP with depressed people.
I think that that is on one of the. It's to have a conversation about it because depression can be really bad. It could be moderate. It could be severe, and it could be life threatening. So, and the problem is, I made a list of different types of depression, which I didn't know there were a bunch of different types. Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know
Because
that.
some people kill themselves and some people just eat a waffle cone. So, yes, there's different kinds.
I was having a gluten allergy depression. So what do you do? Just go eat gluten. That
We're
doesn't
not going to
actually.
recommend that. We're not going to
No, don't do
say
that.
eat things that you're allergic to. But
Well, I know that if I eat, and waffle cone technically is bread, right?
right.
Is it
It made you itch, so yeah.
Honestly, I think I was going to itch anyway because I'm still itchy. Oh my gosh, gluten allergic rash is the worst thing. Not one of the worst. I would actually rather have childbirth without medication than have the rash as bad as not right now, but that's how bad it was. Because at least it's over. Like you go through all that, but anyway, whatever. Okay, so there's major depressive disorder. Do you know what that is?
Yes. I mean, that is a clinical diagnosis.
Oh.
And it interferes with your life in a major way.
Okay. Well, there's persistent depressive disorder, major depressive disorder, and then seasonal depressive disorder, which seasonal I get. And then there's premenstrual.
Hey,
I'm not laughing at it, but I mean, that's I've been there. I've done it.
Because the treatment for it is different than the other ones. So.
Well, and then it's atypical. What's that mean?
Not typical. So that's everything else.
I know what.
It's everything else, not previously defined.
You explain that so well. I don't know what I'd do without you. Atypical. What is it? It's not typical. Well,
it's not like all the others.
Okay. These are the ones that I've gathered. Have a conversation and let them know that you're there for them. Help them find support, which is, I think, what that person meant that you were saying. Support them in continuing therapy, which is good. Take care of yourself, which I would assume means just like you can kind of get all wrapped up in someone's depression and then I don't really know. I don't know why that would be stuck in the middle of a list of, why do you think?
Well, you just get so tired of other people's bull, you just gotta go eat your own ice cream.
I don't know. Maybe.
Unless it's, I don't know.
Learn about depression. Offer to help with everyday tasks. I think that's a good one. And this is you. Extend loose invitations.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you. Because there's just never, and be patient. My thing is, I think it's all about where your focus is and whether or not you have hope that things are going to change.
Right.
And sometimes people that are depressed don't actually want to hear about hope.
Well, and that's why you got to meet people where they're at, because a lot of good advice can be wasted on somebody with depression that is not trying to hear it.
Yeah.
And so
it's true.
You got to extend the loose invitation. Be like, you want to talk? Is there anything I can help with? Because depression is not about, what you need is an ice cream cone or what you need is a bubble bath. It's sometimes they're not trying to hear that. And it doesn't fix it for them. So now I'm sitting in the bubble bath and I'm still depressed.
I know. And I think you have to, is it presumptuous to think that you know what someone else needs.
Right.
I don't think I would ever really, except of my kids.
And it's still presumptuous, Debbie.
It is presumptuous. Oh, I know it is. But I don't think I would ever do that to anybody except my kids. And it's still presuming on my part, shouldn't do that. Ask if they want to talk about it, which don't assume that they want to talk about it or need to talk about it.
Right.
Empathize. And then I like this last one. It says, are you looking for my perspective or would you rather I just listen?
Yeah. And I was thinking about, I can't remember what kind of little seminar it was I went to, but it was about helping people in trauma. And one of the things that you need to, if somebody is for real depressed or you have reason to be concerned about them, you say, are you safe?
That's a good one.
About hurting yourself?
Those are good.
And sometimes those can be weird and awkward questions to have.
It is, yeah.
It's hard to say, but once you just say it a couple times, that's why I like the saying it in the mirror thing. It makes sense. Let's not beat around the bush.
What do you mean say it in the mirror thing?
Like when we were talking about, I can't remember what we were talking about. Consent is what we were talking about. I was saying I'm not comfortable. Are you safe? Those things that you get too up in your head about saying.
Mm-hmm.
I would get too up in my head about asking people, are you safe? But you just got, that to me is important. It's important to
It is
not,
important.
if somebody's really in trouble and you ask them, you want some ice cream? Come on now, man, you need some ice cream. And they're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And they're thinking I'm good because I'm going to kill myself later. What you need to be saying, are you safe? Are you going to hurt? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? So, and it's tough. There's no easy answer.
I think maybe some people might even be confused with the word safe, but are you at the point where you feel like you're going to hurt yourself or something like that?
Yeah. And I feel like this is a good time to talk about 988. I believe that's the number for the National Suicide Hotline. Are you on that? Do you know about that?
I don't know that.
Okay. Let's look it up real quick.
I'm looking it up. All right. Holger. That's how his name. That's how you say his name. I have 2 daughters. How old are they?
My son is 30, so yours are 31 and 29 or something like that.
Thank you for saying that because I didn't remember. I knew they were somewhere around there. Ooh, that means Allie's going to turn 30. I'm so going to give her a lot of crap.
Yeah.
30?
So I have 2 sons.
Oh my gosh.
And you have 2 daughters, and your daughters absolutely, one's a year older than my oldest son and one's a year younger.
We're getting old.
We are definitely getting old.
We're in our last bout of, those for the next, that Tim McGraw, the next 20 years, we're in our last bout of 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm literally looking at 60 as the next turning point. It's 60. I'm sorry.
Yes, and for most of my life, I've thought about how to make things better. How can I be skinnier? How can I be fitter? How can things be better? Now I'm just not trying to lose any. I don't want to lose any mobility. I don't want to.
I just can't even use the word mobility. Like, that's just such an old word. I can't. I just can't. I can't. Oh, well. I can't. I know. Don't do it. I forbid you to use the word mobility. Even though I have less mobility than you. Like, completely. Days, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay. What do you think of the phrase adult children? Don't you think that's oxymoronic?
No. What do you call? I mean, if you got kids and they're adults, they're your adult children.
My grown kids?
I don't know how that's better.
It's not better, is it? It just sounds stupid to me.
Better. Well, that's because you're trying to make them children and adults. I'm just saying they're my children and they're adults.
I don't know. It sounds weird.
Yeah, because you're
trying would you ever introduce your kids as, these are my adult children?
No, I wouldn't introduce them as my adult children. All if you can see this grown-ass man standing here is an adult.
Grown-ass man.
Both of my boys are grown-ass men.
They're very grown-ass men.
Yeah.
It just sounded very weird to me.
But the opposite is that when I am with a group of new mothers and they're talking about how adorable their babies are, I'm like, oh, I know when my son used to do that, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, how old's your son? I'm like, 30.
30.
Because I can talk about them like it was yesterday that they was eating those cookies and I was changing their diaper and all that stuff. So,
do you miss them being young?
I don't look back that much, like with regret or nothing like that, or like, oh, the good old days.
Yeah,
but those were some fun times.
I know. I do miss some of it. Like, hey, girls, let's get in a car. Let's go get an ice cream. Let's go do this. And
or I used to sit at the gym for hours.
Wow.
Because my kids love being at the gym.
On
they
purpose?
Wanted to play ball. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Especially my oldest son. He was on multiple teams. And after he played 4 games,
I would not have liked that.
He wanted to stay for shoot around. And I loved it. I loved it. And when my youngest son quit playing baseball, I was like, bye, baseball field. Even though, oh gosh.
See, and that's, I know, but that's the difference. Like, you're a good boy parent. boy mama. Yeah, I would have been like, oh, that's an absolute no. That's it. Now, this is how bad, like, the girls used to both be sports trainers in high school. They would want me to come to the football game because they were sports trainers. I'm like, y'all not doing anything. You're taking care of these. I'm not coming just to watch you all do nothing. Like, you're not even, like, no. No. And Madison used to get so upset at me because I wouldn't go to the football games. And I still feel a little bit bad. A little bit.
I can see it. I'm kind of judging you, but.
That is so rude. So rude.
I'm kidding. But like
lies. That's a whole lie. She is judging me. I can feel it. I can feel it. My spine felt that one.
No. Everybody's got their thing. But I love being at sports and like I didn't realize I was competitive until I had those boys. And then I realized I was.
Now when the girls were involved in something, I always went. I always did that. But I wasn't going because they weren't doing anything. They weren't involved.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just, that's like saying I mop up the gym afterwards when they play basketball. Can you go to the basketball game?
Yeah.
You can't even see them while they're doing it.
It's not necessarily the same, and I probably would have went and been excited about it, but I can understand why you weren't, and maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't.
Let's say no, you wouldn't.
Especially not like if I had my own thing to do, you know.
Let's say no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, let's say no.
Look, I gave you the stink eye and everything.
I got you.
I know. Thank you. I was giving you that hint. Like, she would not go, Madison.
I would not go. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you ever see this, she wouldn't do it.
I'm not doing it, Madison.
I do feel bad. A little bit. Now, here's the bad part.
Okay.
Because you're going to really judge me on this. But you can't really because you're not there yet.
Okay.
If my grandkids said, Mama, I'm the sports trainer, or Grandma, I'm the sports trainer, can you come to the game? I'll be like, hell yeah.
Yes, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It is, isn't it? But you know the difference?
Yeah.
I was more tired back then. Like, you're exhausted as a single parent. You are just, your goal.
You think you are.
No,
like
I was.
I was not
and my goal was to finally get home and do nothing. It never lasted very long, but I just wanted to get home and have some kind of...
No, I was not like that. I did not want to get home.
Oh my gosh. I was never home.
My oldest son and I ran so much that when my youngest son was born, we just drug him with us. And then, like, one random Saturday, we don't have anything to do. And he's like, where are we going? I'm like, we're not going anywhere today. We don't have anywhere to go. He's like, well, can we go to Meijer? Can we go to the store? Like, he did not understand just sitting at home.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, my kids really never did either. We never were there.
Right.
But I just wanted to find time to actually be home. Because I always worked so much.
You know, I had that trailer and I used to say, man, people judge me because I lived in a trailer. And I'd be like, that's just a place to keep my stuff from getting rained on while I run around. I did not care nothing about that house.
No, you didn't. I know. Isn't it funny how they do? But I know I would work from like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. And I was tired. I was really tired. So I just you know what? I was probably so tired because I probably actually had POTS and stuff back then. But she just...
Well, yes, that's possible.
That's probably it. See, Madison?
See, she had POTS.
But I certainly would do that if the grandkids were going.
Well, and also when it's the grandkids, you can go late and leave early too.
Yeah, I so would though. They're like, oh, well, sure, honey bun, I'll be there. Grandbra, can you go? Yup. All right. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh my gosh. So, I'm going to give you a sec.
Well, I was just typing in the comments. Somebody said we called our oldest son our go-go baby, but that second one, he changed it up. And I was saying the second one, ooh wee, yeah, he changed it up.
Yeah.
My second one, we still went, but he was a different, like my oldest son. Let's talk about that for a minute.
All right.
My oldest son made me think I was a great mom. He did what I said.
Yeah.
I said, if it drops on the floor, it's garbage. He never ate nothing off the floor. He'd drop it, he'd throw it away. It's garbage. Throw it away. It's garbage, mommy. Throw it away. Easy. Easy. We
Yeah.
go out in public, he stayed right on my leg. I never wondered where he was. He was right there beside me. Ooh-wee. And then that second one came.
You're like, I'm willing to negotiate. Like, we need to discuss
ate off
this.
The floor and said, I ate the dirty one. What? What are you talking about, you crazy thief child?
You said, I ate the dirty one.
I ate the dirty one. And me and Austin look at each other like, who is this demon?
Who is this demon?
He was different in so many ways. I used to keep both of my boys wore military haircuts, but JT's, I had him keep it a little long on the top. So he would go to take off in this parking lot. I could grab him by the top of his head.
Oh my gosh.
He was.
Okay, you're going to have to read the comments for a second. I've got to get some water.
Okay, get you some water. Okay. And what about the 5-second rule? In my house, you had to. I tried to be clear about what my rules were. And so once it hits the ground, it's garbage. Throw it away. Who cares? And to me, 5-second rule, my uncle tells you. If you ate one after 4 seconds, shame on you. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Leslie Bates says I had to shut down Walmart 3 different times because we couldn't find that youngest one. Girl, I know. So my oldest son right here on the back of my leg the entire time, like me and my ex-husband had a horrible fight because we signed him up for 3-year-old soccer and he was shy. He didn't want to go out there. And so I wanted to protect him and said, if he don't want to go out there, he don't have to. Dad wanted to whoop him and make him go. And so we got in a huge knockdown, drag out fight in the parking lot. And then we were both too embarrassed to ever go back. So that was the end of 3-year-old soccer. But on the other hand, my youngest son, I'm talking at basketball practice one day and I just talking like I normally do. And I look down, I'm like, where's JT? And so I guard the door. I'm like, where's JT? Go find JT. And I send Austin back into the gym to look for JT. And then I just happen to look over my shoulder and there's his little 18-month-old, 2-year-old butt walking across the parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
And I go running out the door and a woman grabbed his hand and looked at me like I was a piece of crap. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to do it. I am actually a good mama.
I know but you don't feel like it then.
Oh my gosh. No, I remember the worst time I ever lost the kids. And technically I didn't lose them, but I thought that I lost them. So, okay. So you know how Walmart has 2 entrances?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I dropped them off here. And they have to go in and get like one thing. Mm-hmm. And so I was with Dad and Joyce went in. Mm-hmm. Well, they were young, like 7 and 8.
You're dropping your kids off.
Well, they were 7 and 8, but Joyce went in with them, but she went over to look at something else. She's not used to having little kids. And then I'm thinking, I don't think this was a great idea. So I knew where they were going. I went over to the other entrance to meet them, where I knew they would come right back out because they had to go around there to get it. I get out of the car, I walk in that entrance and go around. They're not there. So I go back up here and I'm like, okay, I'll see them. I don't see them. Then I go back to the other entrance. I don't see them. At this point, I've lost my shit. I'm like, I am freaking out. I'm like, Don't let anybody out of the store. My kids have been stolen. Yeah. Of course, they weren't.
They weren't. They were
No.
what, looking at the movies or?
They veered off somewhere. Yeah. I think they were like 7 and 8. I don't know. Stupidest thing I've ever did in my life. But you know what? You learn.
You learn.
I'm out of breath. I'm breathless. Whew, where's my pen?
Here's another funny story about almost losing your kids. So Austin would go in the bathroom with me, no problem. And then JT made a big deal out of it. Like, when can I go in the men's? I said, when you can fight off a grown man who's trying to molest you.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Yes. And of course, I did not let it go until he was all the way a grown man. He was still pretty little.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would go in the men's bathroom and I would stand there and stare at the door. And every guy that walked in there, I'm like, you're 6 foot tall and you're wearing a green shirt. You're 5'10" and you're wearing an orange shirt. Like, I would get a description of every
gosh.
single. Okay, green shirt came out, orange shirt came out.
Okay, that's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying. Yeah.
And a couple times I caved to the pressure and would stick my foot. A guy would come out, I would stick my foot in the door and I'd go, JT. And he'd go, I'm going.
Oh yeah, I would have never made it.
It was rough.
Look, little Blake, I'm like, little Blakey, I don't care how, like, if you're with me, you're going in the women's. And everybody's going to love you. You're going to be fabulous in there.
Everybody's going to love you.
He has never complained to me yet, but as long as I'm taking him, oh no, I'm going right where I can see him the whole time.
And then one time we were at a baseball tournament, and this is terrible, but the line to the women's was really long.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm standing in the line with JT, and I thought, I'm not standing in this line. I get out of the line. I go to the men's.
You did not.
I swear I did. It was a one-seater anyway. What difference does it make? And when I came out, all those women were mean mugging me. And I said, hey, he's a man. He just needs help with his pants.
They were mean mugging you.
I just went to pull his pants up.
They were mean mugging you. I think I've ever said that before. Or mean mugging. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I saw this article. And it says, reasons your adult children treat you like dirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the adult children thing came from. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't know what I like, but I don't like that. And I'm sitting here reading this thing. And it's not okay. Like, all these reasons. How about they're a piece of crap? That's why they treat you like dirt. And it never says this. It never says it. It literally says you're like stuff like they grow up and develop their own values and beliefs. Oh, you were green. I don't know why you turned green. Now you're back normal again. One of the reasons why they put that they treat you like dirt, and it really kind of pissed me off. Mm-hmm. It said they grow up and develop their own values or beliefs, and this can cause tension.
That's 100% true.
It is 100% true, but it has absolutely nothing to do with why they would treat you like dirt.
Okay, think about my kid's dad.
Okay.
That's why they treat him like dirt.
They have other reasons besides values.
Oh, they have 100 of them, but that's one of them. Values is one of them.
That makes sense, but that still doesn't mean that you, like, it doesn't excuse that behavior is what I'm saying. I have lots of reasons.
What I tell my ex-husband and people is that adults are responsible for their own relationships. If you have a bad relationship with your kids, it's just like any other relationship in the world. You try to make it work. If you can't make it work, you put them over here in the corner. But sometimes it's bad parenting, sometimes it's bad kids, and sometimes it's just weirdness.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a good relationship with both of my sons, but I don't talk to them as much as I would like. But I don't reach out as much as I should. So.
But I'm talking specifically treating someone like dirt, like crap.
Yeah.
You can dislike and disagree with someone's values or beliefs or whatever. Let's say someone, your mom is a staunch Christian and you become an atheist. That still doesn't mean you treat them like crap. You just disagree.
Well, but they might treat you like crap. I mean, and sometimes people treat their parents like crap because that's the way that family treats people. You're like, oh man, why am I getting treated so bad? And you're doing the same thing to your parents.
Just seemed
So
like a lot of excusing to me. Oh, and then
nobody's an expert on that. Who wrote that article? Some woke or
it was on Psychology Today. It's a very good website. Anyway, so listen to this one.
Okay.
This is actually a reason. Even well-meaning parents may act in ways that hurt their adult children. I guess I'm just baffled at no responsibility. The onus is not on the adult children. It's like these are all the excuses. And to me, they're all excuses.
Well, I mean, that's the way you want to look at it, but
you can dislike somebody, but you can still treat them with respect.
But if I treat you like crap, it might be because I have a different value system. And so maybe I don't feel like I'm treating you with disrespect. I feel like I'm putting you in your place, and you feel like it's disrespectful.
I just think that and maybe that is my values, because I believe that.
And maybe it's because you all protect your mom so much.
I think that the position of a parent should be respected. They gave birth to you.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not, Debbie.
But it doesn't. I know, but I'm not saying that you have to like them. I'm not saying you have to agree with them. But I'm saying that there's just you don't have to treat someone like crap because you disagree with their values or you disagree with them whatever way. That's all I'm saying. You can still be polite and not have to be friends with them.
But you can understand that people hurt.
I understand that. I see that all the time.
Okay, yeah.
And then this one I didn't understand. It said parents with growth mindsets can learn from their mistakes and become better at connecting with their adult children. What does that mean?
With a growth mindset is when you're still learning things and you're still. So it's the opposite of I know everything I need to know. I'm not learning anything new. So you can learn new ways of treating people. And I feel like you went through that. Like you and your girls had a struggle where you still wanted to mother them and they did not want to be mothered.
That is true. Well, yeah, I think every parent's. Did you go through that with your boys?
No, I did not. I could not wait till they.
I remember when you and I had that conversation and we were like, we're just tired. Yes. I'm done. I'm done being the mama.
But then you drug it out for another 4 or 5 years.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have boys like you did. Oh, no. They were both living at home. Your kids were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different. And, well, I mean, I had to.
Well, I'm just saying
see Madison to the door.
Yeah.
It was.
I feel like there was 4 or 5 years where you wanted to mother them and they did not want to be mothered.
I did not want to mother them. I wanted them to grow up. And they drove me insane. So, I stopped buying toilet paper. I stopped making dinners. I stopped doing laundry. I stopped all of it. They were like, we're out of toilet paper. Well, you better go get some.
Right, Rooney.
I don't get paid until Friday, which I had my own toilet paper stashed in my room with intent to make them realize that, hey, toilet paper costs money.
Yeah. And really, I started that with my boys when they were still pretty young.
Well, I think they were like 16, 15, 16, something like that. All right, well, that's all the ones I have. I just thought that was rather interesting. Now, the ones I did look up, actually, I'm lying to you. So this one goes with not acknowledging changes in roles and responsibilities. So not really acknowledging that your child is now an adult.
Right.
And then unresolved emotional strain, which I get, totally get. I have done so much better with this one. It's expressing criticism and like also giving instruction, and also like stop being a mother hen.
Right.
And start respecting them as I use that one thing the same way with the depression. Would you like me to listen or do you want my perspective? And of course, my New Year's resolution thing.
Right.
Don't
But
get
so
her.
do they say, I would like for you to just listen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's been very, very helpful. It was harder at first, but it's actually getting easier. This is the second year I've done.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because you had to do that. You're like, I need a redo on this one.
It was the second year that I've done this resolution, but it's gotten a lot easier. And I also realized that I know that, like, when I'm worried, I get more snippy and, like, take control in that whole mama thing. That actually cripples your kids. And even if they listen to you, it's not a good thing because it makes them feel like they actually can't do it on their own or they're inadequate. It's not respecting them as adults. And it's never a good thing.
I feel like part of that, learning that lesson, I learned early and fought against it hard because my mom would try to do that to me. So my kids would come in without coats. She would nag me, nag me, nag me, nag me. And I'd say, Mother, I am trying to raise men that wear a coat because they're cold, not because a woman told them to. The consequences of not wearing a coat is that they get cold. Who cares?
See, that was one of my biggest arguments I've ever had with my family or my mom is that, okay, for an example, it's a very small, common example. We're about to have bad weather tomorrow. Well, you need to call Madison and Allison and let them know. No, I don't. They have access to the Weather Channel. They have access to it on their phone. They're adults and they can figure it out. And if a tornado sucks them up and it doesn't kill them, I guarantee they'll go, I need to start checking the weather.
That's exactly right. How did I miss that?
Yeah, I'm not, no. My answer is no. I decline. No.
Yeah. And I can't say I kept that line with my mother all the time because there were other times I remember screaming at my boys in the car, I don't care. Put the gloves on. Nana bought you the gloves and she's going to ask me why you're not wearing the gloves. Put them on.
No, I can't say that. I haven't done something like that to you.
Yeah.
You're like, look, I do not want to hear my mom's mouth right now. You're going to do it.
That's exactly right. And I always tell the story about being in Florida and me and JT in the pool, and he thinks he's a grown man and he wants to take his floaties off. And he said, I don't need them. I said, to be honest, JT, I don't think you do either. But your Nana, when she comes out on that balcony and looks over at this pool, she's going to want to see you in them. And if she don't see you in them, she's going to make this rest of this day miserable for both of us.
That's so right. It's so true. It's so true. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I believe that the best lessons are like you have to let kids and other people have their own consequences and experience it. Madison, she couldn't learn anything unless she slapped her upside the head. I'm like, well, I'm just going to sit over here and watch you get beat to death.
That's right.
And watch you learn all these hard lessons. I thought maybe I could help you with a few of them, but obviously that's not ever going to happen. And
that's exactly right.
Yeah. So Allie was a little bit more receptive to it. Now she's not. But now she's actually going back to where she is. So I don't know. I don't know. I do feel like I'm in a much better place though. I don't have to mother. I don't have to mother. Declined. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's all I had.
All right. Well, it's right at 6:00.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right. We did good. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see you all next week. Thanks so much for joining us. I had
Thank
fun.
you. I had a good time.
I had fun, Poppy. All right. I don't know how to end it. Hold on. Okay.